welcome to minute 33 of the One More Minute series. Today we are responding to minute 7 that we made. So they're getting longer, which is really cool. In that video I noticed myself sniffling a lot, which I know is something that I do. I don't know why, it's something that I do when I'm recording. And I'm interested now, I'm very conscious of it now, and I'm wondering if I've been doing it in these later videos or not. I do just have like a nose that is always runny or stuffy, and like it's always itchy. Like there's a lot going on with my nose anyway in real time. But I think for some reason it becomes like some weird habit that I have when recording or like on camera. I just like default to being like so I'm interested to see later on if that has changed or not. But maybe it's the same. I don't know. At some point we'll have to fix it if I'm gonna keep doing this. It's really funny. But yeah, in that episode, that video, I talked about finishing a game on Twitch called Harold Halibut, which was really nice. I look back now thinking of that game, and it was a really beautiful game. It was really nice. I'd forgotten that I'd played it though. But looking back now, I'm like, oh, it was a good game. And then I also, I guess, had just finished The Artist's Way. I thought I'd have more videos talking about it, and I just didn't. All of a sudden, video 7, I'm like, I'm done with it. And I'm like, oh, okay, we're not going to talk about this journey, which is fine. But yeah, I think The Artist's Way obviously is something that is still very prominent in my mind and in my life. I still do my morning pages. I think there's only been one day I've missed like recently, and like that's the only day I've missed overall. But I just find it's so helpful just to like get my thoughts out. I use it as a time to write more affirmations as well, because I find that the way that I started doing affirmations through The Artist's Way, I found has really helped me, and like helped me kind of slowly start to shift some of the like thinking patterns that I have, which is really useful. So I guess I'll talk about what I do now, which I wasn't planning to do, but if it's helpful for someone else, I'll share it. And if I ever look back on this video, I can remind myself why I do it. Basically, I think the way it started in The Artist's Way was, there was a task to just write out a bunch of affirmations, and like she gives you a few examples of what you can use, and then the whole point was like write it out, write each affirmation. It was like choose like 5 affirmations and write each of them down 10 times, and as you're writing them down on the side, next to it, as you're writing it, if you're coming across a thought that's like opposing that affirmation, so if it's like you're writing like, I don't know, I believe in myself, and I'm like, this is silly, this is dumb, like, no I don't, like how do I do that, you write those next to it, so you're kind of like tracking what thoughts come up as you say an affirmation, and then once you've done that and gone through 5 different sentences, written out any blurts, and if you don't, I call them blurts, I think she calls them blurts, I think so. Because I've like kind of morphed into my own thing now, so I'm not, but I think she calls them blurts as well, of like these like opposing thoughts towards the affirmation. So you write those down, and if none come up while you're writing it, that's okay too. It's just kind of noting what thoughts are appearing as you're writing it, which is a nice mindfulness practice. So once you've written those 5 different sentences 10 times, you've written your blurts, then you go through and like look at the parts where the blurts have come up, and you kind of create a new affirmation that acknowledges that the blurt that has shown up. So if it's like, I believe in myself, and it's like, this is silly, a new affirmation could be like, okay, so I find this silly, why don't I try like I embrace things that feel silly, and like that becomes a new affirmation. So it's kind of like you have this big sentence that you might not fully resonate with. You acknowledge the thought you're having that isn't fully resonating. Resonating? resonating, and then and then you come up with a new affirmation that's like almost a stepping point to what that original affirmation is, and you kind of slowly start to like shift your perspective and belief around what you're telling yourself and what your messaging is in your own head. That's what I discovered while doing this, and I found it's like there's so many things now that I like believe and like hold true because of this practice. So yeah, started off having those 5 things. You write out 10 times, and the next time you revisit this affirmation list, what I do, and I don't remember if this is part of her practice or if it's something I just kind of shifted, but what I do is I take those original 5 and that were written out 10 times. Now that I've written it out 10 times already, I'm gonna now write them only 5 times, just because it becomes a lot of writing, because once you've done that list, you then take your new list of affirmations that you've written to adjust to the blurts. You take those and you write those out 10 times. So it becomes a lot. It becomes a really long list really quickly. So once you've written out an affirmation 10 times and like done the blurts and the new affirmations along with it, then you take that sentence and just do it 5 times and like still see what comes up. But I think after you've written it 10 times, it's like, okay, I've really, like, that's where you really like drill into it and like see what's coming up. And then after that, you can do it 5 times to keep up the thought, but it's less intense. That's what works for me. And that's, I do it on and off through my morning pages when I'm journaling. Like sometimes if I don't have much that's coming up that I want to talk about, I'll go to affirmations instead, because I think it's a nice space and time to like do that and focus on it. And then after the list gets really long, what I do is I hold a page that lists out the affirmations that I like, that resonate with me, that I want to keep and like go back to. I have a list that lists out all of those. So then after a few rounds of doing the list making of the affirmations and the affirmation process, I update that list and I remove any that I'm like, I don't really need this. This one doesn't really fit anymore, versus the ones I'm like, I want to keep this and incorporate this. I make a new list. I start fresh. So now my practice is, when I'm ready to do more affirmations, I look at that big list. I select 3 sentences from there. I write those out 5 times, see if any blurts come up. And then I refer to the last time I did that practice, see if there are any new affirmations that need to be written out 10 times. And I write those out 10 times. And I look at, before I do that, so reset. I take 3 sentences from my main affirmation list, write those out 5 times. I then look at the last time I did my affirmation practice, and I look and see if there are any additional sentences there that I've made that aren't on the main list yet. I take those and then I write those out 5 times as well. And then I look at the new affirmations that I've written from the blurts and write those out 10 times. And that's kind of what I do. That's the process. Yeah, I feel like I stopped making sense a little bit ago, but I have found that to be really nice. I think because I think there's a big aversion to the word affirmation and the thought of affirmations and like having these sentences that you use and repeat to yourself. And I get that. I understand that they're like, oh, this is like weird and or it doesn't work. Totally fair. I get that. But I think I also because I'm not someone who's really ever done the look in a mirror and repeat this sentence to yourself. I also don't do that. But I think there is still power in the thoughts we have and what we say to ourselves, and that I think is really true. And I think there is a place for affirmations and a practice like this that can be really helpful, if you're open to it and if that's something that you want to try. It's something I find very useful that I return to. So sometimes I do it, I've had a big break from doing affirmations for a while, and now I'm kind of getting back into it, and I find my perspective shifting. Things are I just feel momentum building when I do my affirmation list. Like I'm like, oh, I'm like changing and growing as a person, and things are feeling better and lighter. And that's what I'm just trying to do, is make life as easy as possible for myself. So yeah, that's the artist way. Yeah, I always think about it because I feel like I addressed in the 7-minute video how I was feeling a block. I was feeling a block of creativity, and like I didn't, and it felt like I was like pushing, and I didn't want to push. I didn't want to have to give in to like the expectations I'm putting on myself of like, at that time I was working a lot on shoulds, and when the should was popping up, and I think it was also a mix of like me PMSing, so my motivation to do things was dipping. And it's something that I'm facing right now as well, that I was just journaling about today, which was funny. It was nice to like see that and be like, okay, cool, that did happen, but I also like was able to move out of it, so I'm excited to watch the other videos to be like, what did I do? How did I do that? Because how can I help myself again? Because I'm struggling with that a lot now too. I'm like also PMSing, so like my period is coming soon, so I'm acknowledging that, and I know that like my motivation dips, and I just have to like work with that, which is fine. I feel like my use of shoulds has really improved since that video. Yeah, I think I'm really mindful of that now, or maybe I've just stopped paying attention to it. But I think it's more like I've released that. There's less of a, oh, I should be doing this. It's more of a, it'd be nice if I did this, or I want to do this kind of thing, and I'm able to kind of like stop and pause and be like, why am I feeling this way? Is there an external expectation being placed upon me that I don't agree with? So yeah, that's all good. But then that feeling of pushing is something I'm coming up against. And there was a feeling of pushing. I think it's coming from just like, I have a desire to be in my routine, and I want to get, I think there was a moment like a few months back where I was really in a zone of like just like following my creative bliss. And it was really nice. I was both like, if life felt very like simple, like I was like sticking to like these tasks I had that wasn't overbearing. I was really at ease and patient with myself in terms of like what I, like matching my energy levels depending on where I was at that part of the month, and like but also like achieving a lot and like getting things done and feeling really creatively fulfilled. And right now that is missing, and so there's an urgency of like, I want to get back to that, I want to feel that, but I feel like there's also so much going on in my life that I have to be like, it's okay, and breathe, and we'll get there. And just reminding myself that we will get there. Yeah. But it's good. I've started crocheting again. There is a block there of like not wanting to fully do it, and I am kind of pushing a little bit, and it's because I'm doing a tapestry crochet, and it's just like I like how tapestry crochet turns out, but I think what I'm doing is a really big project, like it's a really big size, and I just kind of get tired tired of like tracking where I am at with the tapestry and all of that. But I think I need it for my window, so we are gonna finish it. But I'm just kind of working with that, and then I'm still working on finishing Leliana's song for the next Dragon Age deep dive, which is coming out next week, I think. Or no, I think I've got 2 weeks. Oh goodness, that's good. Do I? No, I don't. It's coming out next weekend. I just need to edit it. So I did spend the weekend filming a music video, filming like the narrative part. So now I just gotta edit everything. I also finished editing the music video, so I am doing stuff. And like, I really need to take the time to acknowledge that. Like, I am doing it. But it just feels like a push at the moment, which is hard. And I don't want to push. I know that's not helpful, but I'm like, but I want to be doing things. So how do we make that work? So that's what I'm trying to figure out now. Part of me is thinking I need to like go outside more, just like go out, attend some things, and just kind of maybe I'll create some more motivation and creative inspiration by going out. I think that would be helpful. So that's the big thing. Yeah. And just kind of like sitting with myself, trying to be patient, which I am being better at doing, which is good. Yeah. I had like a weird experience this weekend, which I'm like not gonna go into too much details about, but basically I was like having the best time. I was so relaxed. I was so relaxed in a way that my body released a repressed memory that I didn't realize I had. And that was a weird experience. Like I find it so fascinating being like there was some part of me that knew I was repressing something. Like I knew it. I was like I've said like over the past like it was from like 10 years ago, and over the past decade I've been like I feel like there's something I'm not remembering, and I was aware of that, but I couldn't get to what that was. And I also was aware that my body was holding something that I couldn't access as well. And now I have. So weird experience, and so I, like that's also like I'm trying to be patient with myself this especially this week, just because I'm like there's a lot has been revealed. So I'm trying to yeah, just kind of like take it easy, you know, be nice to myself, and finding that balance. But I think what I'm looking for right now is like fun. I'm trying to find the fun in things, and right now the search for fun feels really tiring. I think that's like the big thing. Is I'm like I'm ready to have fun, but right now it's like I have to make an active effort to find that fun, which is not always a bad thing, but I think right now it's like it's not reinvigorating me. So yeah, just kind of figuring that out, and I'm glad I'm like making a record of this, because then hopefully I can figure this out and come back to it. But I think part of it is also just partially like, again, my period's coming, so like things are like winding down, and I just need to like accept that and let that be, and kind of work on what that looks like now in this new space of what winding down is, because there are, you know, responsibilities and things I need to do consistently no matter what day it is. Yeah, but it feels like the period of time where I had like high motivation and stuff, I think I was just busy, you know, socially, which is fine, but I think it's like trying to find that balance, which we'll get to. I know we will, so I'm not really worried. There's just like a creative angst of like I want to make, but like I don't know what it's like. I want to make, but the effort to do it feels like a push, and so I'm like, how how do I make that work? Because I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how do I step around the pushing side of things. It's like, okay, I just do something completely different and random, fine. And maybe that's what I do. Maybe I do something random. I don't know, start watercoloring for a bit or something. We'll see. We'll figure it out. That's where I'm at the moment. Yeah, I mean, I've been having a lot of fun. I think the thing I have been having a lot of fun with is Twitch streaming, and like just like hanging out with my community has been really fun. We've been doing some fun little things. We celebrated Snackmas, which is a new coined holiday for me, where I just try a bunch of new snacks. So I tried there's a few Korean markets nearby me, so I bought a handful of Korean snacks to try, like different chips and like a jelly pouch thing, and what else did I have? Just like sweets and stuff like that, just like trying a few different things, which was really, really fun. So I'm hoping to do that again, and playing. I did a stream with some other streamers, which was fun, and like kind of learning how to balance the social anxiety I have of like interacting with new people that I don't know, and while also trying to handle a Twitch chat at the same time. I feel like I didn't do the best job, but I think people still had fun. And it's a skill I can learn to grow. But it was fun. It was still a good time. What else am I doing? That's really it. I've been listening to BTS just released a new album, and I'd never listened to them before. And they also came out with the Netflix live stream of it was like their comeback, but like of a concert for their new album, which was really cool. So I watched that. I listened to their album. I've been listening to it nonstop. I think it's really, really good. I haven't really listened to any of their other music yet, but I really like that album. It's a really good album. So that's been nice, and like slowly starting to like branch into other K-pop music and explore other music in general has been good, though I'm still like hung up on Stray Kids, and that's just gonna stay and remain, and that's fine, and I'm learning how to balance that. And like let myself enjoy it, but it's been good. And I had a thought. I've been finding one thing I've been trying to work on to like kind of be more active in pursuing creative things or doing things, because I feel like I've been really not like hard on myself, but like I've just been really frustrated with like being on my phone a lot, and like my default recently has just been like being on my phone or like watching YouTube videos of Stray Kids, which is fine. I'm allowed to hyperfixate, and that's all fine. It is what it is. But I've been realizing sometimes like I'll just like sit and like not want to do anything, and I'm like I get really like in my head. It's a very like head heavy experience, and I realize it's like this feeling of I can't go and do something else until I've finished a thought, is what it feels like. But like my thoughts have been on like a loop for the past month. It's all the same thoughts just constantly happening over and over again, so I'm tired of it. I'm tired. And so I've been trying to work on this past week being like, don't worry about the thoughts. I actually don't need to finish my thought. I can just go and do something else. So I've been trying to do that, which has been helpful. I feel like I am becoming more of a participant in my life again, which is good. But I feel like I've been slipping recently, but I think that's okay. I'm going through a lot. It's okay. Yeah, but it's good. I feel like the difference between last week's video and this week's video seems really big. I feel like last week I was like so at peace and I really tuned in and locked in on something, and this week I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Which is really, really funny to me. But it's okay. Like again, I feel like the past few months I really developed a patience with myself, and though there's like frustrations and not being where I want to be, there's still like I'm not necessarily beating myself up over it. Like I don't have there's no malice towards myself. There's just a frustration at the situation, and and we do what we can, and that's fine. Yeah, just it's another like period of growth, and there's like a desire. I've been really wanting to focus on making music, and like I think that is a creative urge that I'm feeling, that I'm like I'm acknowledging it, but I'm not pursuing it, which is like I think that's like the frustrating part, is I'm like, okay, I want to do this, so let's make the time for it, and right now I'm not making the time for it. Part of me is hoping that once I've cleared out the one part of my space that like is filled with boxes and stuff that I need to store away, once that's clear, I'm hoping that will like help me, because I do like, I think for me like my environment is so important to me, and it's like it can be frustrating, but it's like I need my space to feel good and like organized and really like set, in order to feel like I can do other things and focus on other things and really like get into it. So I'm hoping that this weekend, once I've got that cleared up, that might help like clear up space in my head maybe. And yeah, but it's also this point of like I'm imagining it, I'm like thinking about it, like it is, that's the thing, is it's like I'm cooking on it, like it's something that's cooking in the background, and it is time to act on it. But I think the cooking time that's happening in my brain is something I also want to like note down. Like I think at the moment I have a lot of ideas of like how I can pursue and the steps I can take to move forward. And I think I need to like write that stuff down and like list it out, just because I think once I start to like narrow in on a project, I start to like lose the like, well, what should I like, ooh, what should I do? That. I start to go into the what should I do. That's actually exactly what I do. That's good to know. There is a should there. Wow, that's really exciting. Yeah, okay, that's fun. That's a new little thing for me to work on. Once I narrow in on a project, I go, okay, how should it look? What should I be doing? What steps should I be taking? As opposed to, one, just doing it. Two, figuring it out while I'm doing it. Three, just following what feels right for me. So, yeah, I think that'd be good to like list out the thoughts I'm having, which takes an effort, but I think at least that's an effort that I can like put in. If I'm not gonna just like jump into it, which like I think at the moment like it just feels like I don't have the capacity for at the moment, like this week, the next 2 weeks, but like we're getting there. I know I am. So like even just writing it down would be good. And that's something that I can like then use as a resource when I get locked into it, to be like, oh, these are the ideas I had. Let's trust where those came from and follow those. Yes. Oh, this has been a few months. A lot of growth, which is good. I just want to find that fun as well, which I know I will. And I think making the active effort to go out to like events, find fun things to do, check out open mics and stuff, I think doing that will be fun and good for me in all aspects of my life. So we'll start doing that, which will be good. But yeah, I've been feeling like there's just so much at the moment. There's a lot of like life admin stuff that just keeps building up. That is so tiring. It's like, oh, I still have to call my eye doctor to like change eye like shops and transfer my prescriptions and stuff. I have to like go to the bank at some point. There's a lot of like little life admin bits that I'm just kind of like pushing off that keep building up, and I feel like that's been a block too. It's like, oh, I've got to get these life admin things done before I can work on the creative projects, but I don't want to do the life admin stuff. But we'll get there. I think by the end of April we'll be solid. I think it should be fine. I think so. Yeah, in a few weeks I'm going to Greece, which will be really exciting. I get to see 2 of my best friends, which I haven't seen in years. And that'll be really nice, and it's meant to be just like a chill, like we don't even have to do anything type of holiday. Just relax, which will be really nice. And be in a new country, which I'm really excited about too, just to like explore and have an adventure in a place that I think is going to be really beautiful and nice. And I'm excited for the food too. That'll be good. So I'm really excited for that. I think that'll be a nice little reset too, like a week off of work. It'll be good. Yeah, we're getting there. Something feels stagnant. It's like I feel like there's like a rock blocking a channel right now, and I'm trying to like figure out how to move that rock out of the way. And it's tiring, and that's okay. Maybe we chip at it a little bit. Maybe we move the rock around so that it can like keep pushing through. I don't know. We'll figure it out though. It's all good. And yeah, I'm PMSing. I'm hitting my low, and then I'll get my period, and then I'll be fine and motivated again. And that's just the way it is for me right now. Yeah, but it's good. I mean, I've been keeping up with I'm happy that I'm able to keep up with like my food, my cooking. That isn't a struggle for me anymore, which is so nice. Like that feels, I feel like I say this every video, but like it is literally just, is that how people have been living? It's wild to me that that can happen, because I've struggled with it for so long. So that's been really good, and like that's like I keep up with that. I'm able to keep up with like my little routines that keep me afloat, which is good. I am getting into doing yoga regularly when I'm working from home, which is good. Like I think that's like the one I've been trying to like focus on now, because I think recently I've been spending more time, or like longer time in bed before I get up, and so then like I'm not able to spend the time doing yoga before work. So I'm trying to work on that and just allow myself to like, I'm trying to find like the motivation to get up out of bed beforehand. I'm trying to figure out what that was when I was before I'd moved. And I think like that was like excitement to work on projects, and like being happy where I was living, and like listening to music was a big one. And I play music every morning, which is good. Like that does get me up. It's not too hard to get up, but I just get stuck on my phone. So trying to like work on those habits again, because I think that will help set me up for a better day. So that would be good. Yeah, there's a lot of work. It takes a lot of work to like care for yourself. A lot. I don't know how people do it. Like I feel like I'm doing a really, really great job, and I know that that's not like that's not the case for a lot of people. And I get it, because it's so hard and tiring. But it's what I don't know, I just have an interest in myself and what it means to be human, and how the hell we're supposed to get by in this world. And that's where like my curiosity leans, and so I just focus on growing and being a version of myself that I like, that I'm excited about. And that's that, you know? Yeah, there's not really anything else to update on. Just chilling. I'm interested to see what the vibe will be next week. We do have daylight savings happening this weekend, and I hate it in the spring. It hurts. Like I feel like each year it's harder to adjust to. So I'm not looking forward to it. But I think the weekend after is Easter, and I think I've got a 4-day weekend, so that'll be really nice, and hopefully that will help like set us on the right path, and like get my life admin done, and get a little head start on my projects. We'll see. So that's exciting. We're looking forward to it. But that is 33 minutes. Have a good week. I'll see you next week.